I will typically tell them you can ask for any price that you want.
Knowing your monthly installment, essentially know how much cash you need to take out every single month.
I told my sellers you have to have a scroll stopping price. Welcome back, guys, to More Than Money, the podcast where we talk about property, money, and mindset. I am Jeffrey, a KW consultant here in Singapore.
And I am Alfie, also a KW consultant in Singapore.
Okay, so today is episode 3 for our mini-series Property by Design. What do we have in store here, Mr. Alfie?
Okay, today we're going to talk about this 5-in-1 affordability calculator. Basically, what it does is it helps HDB upgrader going to condo or even someone from condo going to another condo to find out about the important things like their budget, their cash flow, even their timeline without having to meet a property agent.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, because I believe a lot of folks out there, they want to have some sense of their numbers and figures without having to meet someone.
Correct.
Either because they are busy or they don't want to take up someone else's time because if you don't have intention, you just want to look at your numbers, perhaps this is the solution.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, you don't want to meet a property agent just to do calculations, right? You can just do it at home. You meet a property agent for strategy, right? What to buy, how you're going to sell for the highest price, things like that.
But because there's always that lingering feeling, if I meet this property agent, even though I just want to explore my options, there is that possibility that you will be cornered into a sale.
Yes, that's right. So that's why the calculator is here to save you.
Oof.
All right. So I'm going to show how it works. This is not really a case study, but I'm going to input the numbers so you guys can just follow along. Download the Google Sheet down in the description. There's a link below. So I'm just going to start. Okay, so number one, once you see this page, you're gonna read the welcome message. You're gonna click on this, how to use the planner. Again, there's another video of me explaining how to use it. And then you can just read on how to use this calculator. Basically, there are 4 tabs. There's a bio, sales, affordability, and timeline. Okay, so of course, you start off with the bio. Bio is basically, who you are, your age, your income, etc. Okay, so Jeff.
Yes.
Any names that you wanna put? I just started with Jeremy and Siti.
Johan.
Joe,
and Suhaila.
Suhaila, how old are these people? How old are they?
35.
Okay, nice.
And 33.
Okay, 33. How much are they earning?
They are earning about 6,500 and 5,000.
5,000. Is this a typical profile for your clients?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of my clients, BTO, upgraders, around this age.
This, yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, so obviously CPF contribution. Do they have OA balance in their CPF, not in their property?
Oh, yes, they do.
They do? How much is it, you think,
Maybe
for
80?
Johan? 80?
Yeah, 80 for Johan, yeah.
Nice.
And then City probably less, 20.
20. Okay. So do they have cash savings or they don't? Typically, people don't want to use their cash savings.
They do not want to use, but if need be, they probably have about 50.
50K? Yeah. Okay. So I guess this is the first part. Easy to do?
Yeah, this is basically it.
That's all.
Boom, you're down.
That's all. Now I feel like, VQVC or what was it? Selling, selling Tupperware. Oh, wow.
Yes, wow.
Okay.
You mean it's that easy? You can drink this soap?
Okay, so let's go down to the sales. Okay, so if you have a property to sell, just go to sales. This is where you compute and you get your sales proceeds, etc. Okay, so how much is their property? How much can they sell their property for?
Around 800,000.
What property is this? Can you share?
800,000 can be a 5-room BTO in Canberra.
Okay.
Or if you are looking at Tampines, slightly higher.
All right.
I think 900.
Yeah, because for Tampines, I think a 4-bedder, a green weave, Green Regis, it's around 770, 760. Yeah, 4-room flat. Yeah.
Insane.
Okay, how much is their outstanding HDB or bank loan?
Usually is what? 250?
Yeah, maybe. Let's put 250.
Let's see, 250.
Okay, now is the fun part. So Johan, how much CPF has he used for his property, including accrued interest?
Oh, yeah, about 150 actually.
Okay, what about Suhaila?
Maybe around 60. Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, so cash proceeds is around 340K. Okay, so in this tab, you're just gonna see the cash proceeds after you sell. It's quite straightforward. Selling price minus the outstanding loan and the CPF used by both owners. One thing about the estimated selling price, if you are a HDB owner, you can just go to HDB map services and then go to your property, and then you'll find a way to navigate, and then you'll see all the transactions over there. So that's a good ballpark figure, and then maybe minus like 10-30K of the transacted price lah, just to be a bit conservative when you are calculating.
Got it.
All right.
What about the sellers who come to you and say, my neighbor is selling for 900,000?
So I think number one is, so there is aspirational pricing. That means a price where sellers want to sell at that price point. But of course, there are transactions that say otherwise. And as an agent, if you do sell at the highest price, you'll also get the extra commission. At the same time, you also don't want the seller to, be selling in later when the market is down. They're going to lose 50, because I've been through it myself. Right? I've been that agent where whatever price you want to lease, I lease. Then there's no value in
Engaging you.
a consultant. What about you? What if a seller says the same thing?
I will typically tell them you can ask for any price that you want. But what is the objective that we're trying to accomplish? So if let's say their logic is ask 900K, negotiate a bit, maybe can get 870. Then I always ask them, why stop there?
Why not 1 million?
Why not 1 million? Let's go big, 1.5. That is my train of thought when I speak to them. Or just tell them, okay, we look at the average. Because like it or not, you are owning a BTO unit that is very similar, almost exactly the same as your neighbors.
Yes.
So if there is no outstanding feature, unique selling point of your property, then it's hard to aim for the aspirational kind of price point.
So what could be unique selling points of a property?
Unblocked view, high floor, maybe it's facing the sea, things like this where layout is unique, penthouses for example. Yeah. So when it comes to cookie cutter HDBs or ECs, it's quite hard to have that kind of unique factor.
Right.
But if yours is and there is no supply, then of course you can go for the so-called aspirational kind of price point.
Right. I mean, it goes the other way. So let's say, why not? Let's say if you lease your property at $100,000, do you think a buyer will offer at $100,000?
Oh.
They will probably offer just below or way below market price or below market price. But will you as a seller now accept that price? What I'm trying to say is, yes, you do have to market your property very, very hard. I think when you are listing your price, that's not your actual asking price. It's just strategic pricing to bring buyers in. Yeah, if you price too high, then your agent wouldn't have an opportunity to bring buyers in and then talk to them and then show reasons why this property is worth buying. Like
at least 1 foot in. I told my sellers, you have to have a scroll stopping price. That people go like, oh, really?
Yes.
And then they come in, then you show them data. You show them why this property is worth X. And typically, the listed price has no correlation to selling price.
Typically.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, so that's good advice on pricing. Anyway, so cash proceeds is 340K. But take note, this is before costs. Right? Because if you have an outstanding loan currently, there are legal fees to be paid. If you have a HDB loan, probably it's around $1,000. If you have a bank loan, it's around $2,200 to $2,500 because you have to engage a law firm to do the loan redemption on your behalf, and that is payable in cash.
Okay.
Agency fees is 2% plus GST of 9%, and cash available after all these fees is around 321K.
Okay.
This is net before purchase. Okay, these are just costs. Okay, so let's go to the third tab. This is the fun part. Again, if you're just buying, you can just go to, from bio, you can just go to affordability. Just make sure you just click 0 everywhere here.
Understand.
0, 0, 0. Okay. So far, any questions, Jeff?
I think so far so good.
Okay. So starting capital. So Johan, age 30, Swaila 32. The maximum installment allowable, because in Singapore, if you're earning, when you're buying a private property, there's only 55% of your income can be used towards the monthly installment of the next property. Right? So in this case, we've not computed their car installment, credit card, but you should do it or go do a bank approval in principle.
Okay.
Right?
So for example, if Johan has a car that he's paying $1,000 per month, you just put there 2,500 or minus.
Yeah, just
Just
if you
minus
like playing
off
with formulas, okay, or you can just 2,500, right?
You manually input lah.
Okay, so 2,500. But in this case, it's 3,575, 55%. Okay, and then same with Swaila, 2,700. Meaning to say, every single month, the maximum allowable installment is 6,300. Okay, inclusive of CPF as well.
I see. Okay.
Right? Okay, so maximum loan total is 1.3 million. Why do we separate these two? It's because sometimes there may be cases where you'd like to sell your HDB and buy two properties. So it's good to see how much you are able to undertake on your own.
Okay.
In this case, it's 1.343 million. And then this is the maximum property price. Basically, this is 75%. This is 100% of this.
Okay. So your maximum loan is 1.34 million. And then, so 1.34 is 75% of the loan amount.
Yes.
So you just divide by 75 times 100 lah.
Correct.
Essentially.
So this is the maximum property price. Not to say this is their maximum budget. Because when you're talking about maximum budget, you're talking about using their cash proceeds, using their CPF balances to pump. It'll be much more.
Okay.
This is almost like a minimum.
This is just based on loan alone.
Yes, 100%. Okay. So CPF available after the sales of their property. Johan has 230K and Suhaila has $80,000. And cash after the cost paid is $371,000.
Is it 371?
Yes, because they got $50,000 cash.
Oh, yes.
Cash.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so cash available is $371,560. This includes the $50,000 that they are going to use from their savings. Okay, so the actual maximum property budget, meaning like show hand, like using all their CPF 100%, using all the cash that they have, using all the loan that they're able to undertake, it's around 1.94 million. Okay, in this case, no need to be so fierce. We found properties that were within around 1.5 million ish. Okay, 3-bedder, which are okay to buy around Tampines and Pasir Ris area. Okay. Any questions so far, Jeff, on this?
So how does one determine how much to taper from their max budget?
That's a good question. I think number one is the mortgage, the monthly installment. Okay. Later, I'll share the monthly installment at 1.5 million. But knowing your monthly installment, essentially know how much cash you need to take out every single month. Then from there, you can just punch in the numbers and then you can see whether you can afford it or not.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's one way. What about you? Is there any other way that you're thinking of?
I usually reverse engineer from the cash they want post sale and purchase, as well as like the monthly cash component.
Understand.
They force save into the property.
So you're talking about how much cash they want in terms of the lump sum cash eventually.
Eventually after selling, buying, less of all fees,
right,
and then on a monthly basis.
Correct.
From these two figures, then you can
then you work backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a similar way lah. Similar. Okay. So in this case, before I forget, everything that you see in beige, you can put numbers inside. It's a cell where you can change the editable cells, right? Okay, Jeff, ask you, how much you want to buy? 1.5, 1.6, how much?
How much do I want to buy?
Yeah, what's the budget?
1.8.
Whoa, 1.8 million.
$1.8 million.
Okay, let's see. So 1.8 million, which is still below their max property budget. Cash deposit, 5%, $90,000. Okay, this must be in cash. CPF deposit, $360,000. Okay, this is the amount of CPF they have to use. This is part of the 20%. The buyer's stamp duty, $59,600. Okay. When you are buying a resale condo, you have to pay this amount in cash first. And the day of your condo completion, you'll be able to get a cashier's order in cash, and then your CPF will be taken away from this 59,600.
Okay. Yeah. So what you're trying to say is that by right, you can use CPF to pay for stamp duty. But when you are buying a completed private property, you cannot use your CPF immediately. My suspicion, my own theory is that because the property is not under your name yet, so CPF cannot allow the funds to go inside the property. So you have to use cash first, and then once the property is complete and under your name, then CPF say, okay, this is your house now.
Fantastic. Jeff has solved the mystery.
Otherwise I'm like thinking, you say can use, but cannot use now, can use later. So
okay, good point. Yeah, maybe, right? Yeah, that's the most logical explanation. Okay, and then legal fees is around $3,000. This is also payable by CPF, by the way. And then this is the loan. So if you're buying a property at 1.8 million and you're taking the full loan, which is the maximum loan, 75%, you have to undertake 1.35 million. Okay. And this is the fun part. Upfront cash payment required. So this is the cash deposit, which is $90,000 and the stamp duty of $59,600. So at least from here, you know how much cash you need to have.
Prepare.
You need to prepare. Okay. So the mortgage before CPF is $4,659. Interest at 1.5%. Loan term maximum they can take 30 years. And that means their CPF OA deduction every single month. Johan is 1,495. Swaila is 1,150. So this is the amount they have to pay in cash, $2,015.
Okay.
And of course, that's not enough. That is not the actual outlay because there is also MCST and there's also property tax.
Okay.
So whichever property that you're inquiring about, just ask them what's the average monthly MCST and the estimated property tax.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in this case should be around maybe 100. Yeah, $200. So the total cash outgoing monthly is $2,515. Okay. So if you want to include utilities, Shopee, then become a lot more. Okay. Any questions at this point, Jeff?
So mortgage before CPF deduction. So you haven't factored in their CPF contribution, correct?
Yes, you're right.
But after that, you less off CPF deduction and now cash on an ongoing monthly basis is 2.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. So
what if I cannot afford this 2.5?
What if you cannot afford this 2.5?
What do I
Meaning
do?
monthly, you don't have this amount.
Yeah, maybe
to
I'm
play
okay with 1.8 or 1.5.
Okay, so that means we have to reduce the property budget, or we can look at your cash balances after everything, and then we'll figure out how to, make it affordable for you.
Understand.
Okay, so let's say, how much is your comfortable cash outgoing monthly?
Let's put 1.5 for example.
Let's put 1.5. So I have to
Taper.
adjust from here.
Okay, but this 1.5 includes MCST for example. Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's around 1.4 lah. 1.420. Okay.
About there. Okay.
So if you're buying at 1.42 million, yes, so monthly installment is not monthly installment, as in payable in cash for the installment is around $1,000. And MCST 300, property tax $200. This is your outgoing 1,005 cash outlay.
Got it.
Okay, so after everything is said and done, what's your balances post sales? Right? Post sales, your cash balances is around $300,000 because you've used it for your cash deposit. That's the only thing you use.
So from 371 less off 71, I will get about 300.
Yeah, around $300.
Okay.
Cash. Okay. Of course, just now we were talking about the stamp duty.
Yep.
But the stamp duty has been reimbursed. Right?
Okay.
So it's just in limbo. It's just for a while you won't have access to it. It's
Temporarily.
in jail. Temporarily.
Yeah.
Okay. So your cash balances, but of course the CPF balances, as you can see, Suhaila has negative 18,520.
How, Elfie?
Don't worry. So that's why this is where the cash balances come in. Right?
Okay.
So you just have to pay or take out 18,520 from your cash balances. So that means yes, and Johan only has $120 balance CPF OA.
Okay. So that means you still have 280 odd
Yes, correct.
cash
There's a lot.
after buying this. Okay, got
At
it.
1.42.
So alternatively, we can stick to that 1.8 budget, and then all the way at the end, instead of 2005, I can, number one, I need to fix the shortfall in CPF first.
Correct.
So shortfall, it's about 110.
Yes, 112. Correct.
112. So less from this, I will have about 282 minus 112 lah.
160. Yeah.
160.
Correct.
So I have 160 cash, and then on the monthly basis, 2.5.
Yes.
And then what I can do is, I can pay 1.5 from my pocket. The other 1,000, I take from this 160,
Yes.
essentially.
Correct. And it will last you 160 months.
More than 5 years. Or is it more than 10?
No, 6, 12, 18. No, it's 2.5. No lah, it's a long time.
120 months is 10 years. Right.
Yeah, so it lasts you for more than 10 years actually.
Wow. Okay.
So remember guys, if you see this, just remember to take this negative out. You see the sum 112 from the cash balances. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can strategize your cash outgoing monthly.
But this is a very good starting baseline. At least you're not all over the place.
Correct.
You have some semblance of, okay, I think I can more or less afford a 1.8. I just have to move some numbers around.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's go to the timeline. Okay, this is one of the bonuses in the 5-in-1 affordability calculator. So let's say today's date is 11 November. You found a buyer for your HDB flat on 11 November.
Okay.
Your estimated HDB completion date would be on the 30th December 2025.
Okay.
Of course, certain things have to be done in a timely manner. For example, in this case, the buyer takes the full 3 weeks to pay the second deposit.
Okay.
And then both parties submit within 14 days.
Okay.
And then HDB approves the case within 3 weeks. This is quite constant, the HDB completion, 8 weeks. Yeah, so this is HDB completion date. This is where you are going to receive your cash proceeds. Your CPF will be on the way to you as well. And maybe 4 or 5 days later, you're going to have access to your $300,000.
Okay.
Right? And you can use this $300,000 for the 1% deposit and the 4%, which is the 5% deposit anyway.
Okay, so the good thing is you do not have to rely on your savings.
Correct. In this case, you don't have to. Okay. So in this case, you found your property. Usually, you would have started searching for property prior, right? After you found a buyer for your HDB, you just walk around and see houses. Maybe on 6th Jan, you know which property to put a 1% deposit on. So once you put on 6th Jan, within 3 weeks or 2 weeks, you have to pay the 4% to the conveyancing side of the seller side. And then your legal completion or your move-in date is around 7 April 2026.
Okay.
So the gap between 7 April to 23rd April is around maybe 17 days, 16 days, 2 weeks. Now, you might not have time to do renovation, but this is the only way if you are dependent on your cash proceeds from the sale of your current property to put in the 1%, 5% deposit.
Understand.
But of course, there are some ways where we don't need to be going in such a tight timeline.
Yep.
What are some of the ways, Mr. Jeff?
One is, of course, they can use the 1% option fee to pay for the first deposit. And then the 4% and stamp duty, you can use a bridging loan. So there are 2 banks out there that I know of. You can bridge, but there's only one bank that you can bridge not only the 4%, but also the stamp duty. So essentially, the hundreds of thousands that cash upfront, you can borrow momentarily from the bank. So the bank will just need you to have your flat sold already. Yeah, and then for certain banks, you will require approval letter, things like that. So you got to manage your timeline.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Jeff said, one of the ways to solve this is bridging loan.
Bridging loan, so that your purchase completion can be brought forward, and then you use your extension of stay to renovate your new place.
Correct. So fantastic. Okay. So with this, it's basically going to show you 70% of the calculations that you're going to finally end up with anyway. Okay. But of course, this is just one tool, just a tool, but strategy is most important. Buying into what property, managing the timeline, using bridging loan, or how to improve your loan amount, or how to reduce your installments. These are strategies which I can't put inside this spreadsheet.
Understand.
Any questions so far, Mr. Jeff?
I think this is good to go. You have, like you said, 70-80% of the way there in terms of your visibility based on your current financial standing. What you do, at least you have something to ask.
Correct.
When you meet consultants or agents, like, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I buy a 2 million? Even though this is max at 1.9.
Correct.
Or 2.2. Can I buy under one name each? How's the timeline for that? How's the conveyancing? Should I do 90-10? Things like that.
So again, you also don't want to meet a property agent without knowing anything.
Oh yeah, true.
Right? So if I see you don't know anything, it's like you've not done your homework. You don't want to look so vulnerable.
That's true.
At least know the basic map. Yeah, so you don't look funny lah.
You would want to meet someone who is telling you new things. If you are the one educating them, something is wrong somewhere.
You're right. So I guess that's it. And if you want to download this copy, it's in the description box below. If you have any feedback about the tool, just update us. And
see you in the next one.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.